There we go. So if you're already an online coach or a hybrid coach that's making somewhere between three and $8,000 a month, but consistency, it still feels harder than it should, then this is definitely going to be for you because the people I'm speaking to tonight aren't necessarily new to being a trainer or a fitness coach. You already know how to coach. You already know the people will pay you. You've already had good months. But the frustrating part is you're doing a lot. You're posting, you're messaging, you're doing calls, and yet $10,000 months, it still feels kind of random instead of predictable at this point. And today, you guys, we're going to fix this, right? And let me be very clear about what this workshop is and what it's not. It's not just about posting more content, okay? It's definitely not about running a bunch of expensive ads that don't work and drain your bank account. And it's definitely not about simply grinding harder or living in the DMs all day long. This is about building a business that produces consistent $10,000 months without adding any more chaos to your life. Okay. So if you're brand new to coaching, to online coaching, this might not make quite sense yet, but it will as you start to grow your business. And if you're burned out from training on the gym floor all day long and you haven't moved online at all yet, then this might be still a step or two ahead as well. Okay. But if you're already in motion and you're stuck between effort and consistency, then you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And either way, this is going to be in your ballpark. And for those who don't know me, my name is, welcome, Laura from Sacramento. My name is Tobias Young. I've been in the fitness industry for over 2.5 decades, and I've literally helped hundreds of trainers build out scalable online businesses that provide true freedom, not just cookie cutter coaching programs. Okay. I've worked with coaches who were stuck at $3,000 to $8,000 a month for years, not because they weren't good, but because their business didn't have structure. Okay. And what I've learned is this: most coaches don't have a motivation problem. They have a focus problem. So by the end of this workshop, you're going to know three things very clearly. Okay. First, you're going to understand exactly why $10,000 a month still feels harder than it should right now. Okay. Second, you'll know actually what needs to be fixed first, second, and third, instead of trying to fix everything all at once. And third, you'll leave with clarity on what your next 90 days should be looking like if consistency is the goal. So whether, you've ever worked with me or not, you're going to leave this call with more clarity than you ever had coming in. Okay. So before we get into the strategy, we need to talk about the real problem most online coaches never address. Because if this problem doesn't get fixed, nothing else sticks. And if nothing, it has nothing to do with effort. Okay. And before we talk about strategy and before we talk about systems or before we talk about money, we need to talk about why this feels harder than it should. Because if you don't understand this part, nothing else I teach you today is going to stick. Okay. The first real problem is this. And Zia, can you type in the playbook once again for everybody? Everybody coming in, if you're newer, welcome to the workshop. Zia is going to drop in the playbook. Make sure you download this playbook. It's going to be really important. It's going to be your step-by-step process throughout this whole workshop. So open up that playbook if you can, or you can do it after. Okay. So when you're inside your business every day and you're posting workout tips and you're messaging prospects and you're coaching clients, it's almost impossible to see what's actually broken. Okay. You don't always lack ideas. You lack perspective. And most coaches are stuck because, well, it's not because they're lazy or inconsistent. They're stuck because they're still guessing. How many of you guys have thought, hey, if I just post better transformations or I tweak my programs or maybe I lower my pricing, this will finally click, right? That's not strategy. That's called blind hope. Okay. The second problem is you're working harder when you actually need to work cleaner. More posts, you're doing more DM conversations, you're doing more free consultations. Hey, those are all important, but effort alone doesn't always equal leverage. And at this stage of the business, doing more doesn't fix inconsistency. It usually makes it worse. Okay. If effort solved this, you would have already broken through. And the third problem and this one hurts the most, is not knowing what matters right now. So everything feels important. And when everything feels important, nothing gets done consistently. You bounce from posting workout videos to tweaking your transformation posts to changing your pricing to creating new lead magnets without ever fixing the right thing first. And that's why progress feels random. And I've seen coaches hit 10, 15, and even $20,000 months by accident. And then they spend the next year trying to just recreate it and never reach it again. The same thing for work ethic, the same thing for knowledge, the same different results happen, not because they lost motivation, but because they never built something repeatable. And here's the truth that most coaches never hear. You don't always need more tactics. You need to have the right sequence. Because when the wrong thing is fixed first, everything else feels harder than it should. So if the real problem isn't effort, and it's not motivation, and it's not discipline, then what actually creates consistent $10,000 months? That's what I want to walk you through next. Now that we've identified the real problem, let's talk about what actually creates consistent $10,000 months. Not random wins, not grind, not just luck, but consistency. It comes from fixing the right four things in the right order. Every online or hybrid coach I've ever seen break through the $10,000 range consistently does these four things well. Okay. If you miss even one of these and progress slows or stalls completely, okay, I'm going to walk you through these four pillars, and I want you to listen less for tactics and more for where things might be leaking in your business. But here's what's different today. I'm also going to give you tactical strategies that you can implement this week to start attracting more qualified clients. Okay. The first pillar is demand, not content. Demand. Most coaches are posting workout tips and transformational photos, but they're not creating the demand that goes along with it. Content doesn't always equal intent. Education does not equal buying energy. If your content doesn't pre-frame the sale, then your DMs are always going to feel heavy. Okay. Demand means that the right people already feel like you might be the solution before they even message you. And that's why some coaches get one conversation and that turns into a paying client, while others have 20 conversations that go nowhere. Okay. How many of you guys get stuck inside the DMs and you're like, man, I wish I had like a higher conversion rate? You're like in the DM conversations, but it seems to like go nowhere most of the time. Does anybody feel like that? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Right. That's a big part of it. Okay. So here's what you can do this week to create actual demand from your fitness clients. Strategy number one. You guys ready? The problem agitation solution content framework. So stop posting just a bunch of random workout tips and transformational photos without any context to them, and start using this 3-post sequence every single week. That's going to start to attract clients who are ready to buy. Okay. And you guys, all this is inside the playbook. All this is inside the playbook. Okay. Post number one is the relatable struggle. And you post this like on a Monday or Tuesday. Okay. You're going to call out the exact frustration that your ideal fitness client is experiencing right now. No general fitness advice. Okay. Don't be general. Okay. A specific struggle. So an example for if you work with like a busy professional type of client, right? You're going to say, you're doing everything right. You're meal prepping on Sundays. You're hitting the gym 4 times a week. You're skipping happy hour, but the scale hasn't moved in 6 weeks. You're frustrated because you don't have time to figure out what's wrong. You just want someone to tell you exactly what to do. Right? Does that make sense now? Okay, I'll give you an example for moms, okay? You'll post something like this if moms are your ideal clients. You're exhausted from putting everyone else first. You finally get 30 minutes to work out, but you have no idea if what you're doing is even working. You don't want another generic workout plan. You want someone who understands your actual life. Now this is starting to click, right? Okay, this post should make your ideal client say, wait, how do they know exactly what I'm going through? Right? Don't give the solution just yet. Just call out the problem. That's the first thing. Okay. Post number two is the transformation story. And you'll post this on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Okay. You're going to show them exactly what's possible when the problem is solved. So you'll use a real client story with specific details. So, for example, you can say, Jessica is a 42-year-old mom of three. She came to me after trying 6 different programs that didn't work with her schedule. We built her a custom plan around her actual life, not some influencer's fancy, routine, right? She trains 3 times a week for 30 minutes. That's it. There's no meal prep. There's no cutting out food she loves. And she's down 23 pounds in 4 months. And now she has more energy than she did in her 30s. What does that do? That post creates belief that change is actually possible for them, not just for someone else. Okay. You're going to include the obstacle that they overcame with that ideal client also faces. Okay. And here's the third post. Okay. This is called the clear invitation. You do this on either a Friday or a weekend. Okay. You give them a clear next step to start working with you because you're going to be nurturing them along during the week. So an example, like if you're a busy professional who's tired of spinning your wheels in the gym and you want a clear plan that actually fits your life, drop the word ready below and I'll send you details on how we can fix your X problem together, whatever the problem is. Okay. Or you can say, I'm opening up 3 spots for new clients this month. If you want a custom training plan and nutrition plan built around your actual schedule, not some cookie cutter program, send me a DM with the word ready and let's create a game plan together. Right? This creates inbound demand instead of just chasing around cold prospects who aren't ready to invest. Okay, and that's strategy 1. Is this all making sense so far? Give me a thumbs up if it's making sense. Woo! Give you guys a clap. Okay, there we go. Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, Jess. Okay, strategy number 2. This is the day in the life content. Okay, most fitness content is either generic workout tips that anybody can Google, or it's like flexing transformations without any context, or it's motivational quotes that just don't lead anywhere. Okay, here's what actually attracts clients. You show them what working with you actually looks like. So you're going to post examples like, hey, here's a day of eating with my client, Sarah, right? She's a busy mom. She hates cooking and she still lost 18 pounds. See what that does, right? Or here's what a 30-minute workout looks like for my clients who can only train at home with dumbbells. Now there's clarity, okay? Or you can say, my client texted me at 9 p.m. from a birthday party asking what she could eat. Here's exactly what I told her. Bam. This type of content does 3 things, you guys. It shows you understand their real life. It proves you have solutions that actually work for them. And it makes them think, oh my God, I need that kind of support. You do this 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. You guys ready for the next strategy? Give me a hand up if you're ready for strategy number 3. All right, there we go. Thanks, Lori. All right, Liz, yes. Here we go. Strategy number 3. This is the results without the thing that they hate. This is the hook, okay? Most potential clients have something that they absolutely don't want to do, right? Everybody has those clients. What do your clients hate to do? Type it in the chat. What do your clients hate to do? Right? Some hate cardio. Some hate meal prep. Some hate giving up their wine or their chocolate, on Friday nights. Type it in the chat, you guys. What do your clients hate? They hate tracking their food. They hate burpees, maybe burpees. Burpees. Some hate cardio. Some hate core, right? Some hate training more than 3 times a week. Yeah, lunges, reluctance of change. Wine, 100%. Yes, absolutely. You guys are going to use that in your content, okay? So here's some examples that we'll go through, okay? How my clients lose 15 to 25 pounds without, and then the thing they don't want to do, without meal prepping every Sunday. How Sarah lost 20 pounds training only 3 times a week. She refused to do more, right? Or, hey, my client, Kate, she drinks wine 3 times a week and she still lost 18 pounds in 12 weeks. Okay. This type of hook, it stops the scroll because it speaks directly to their resistance. When someone sees that you can help them get the results without doing the thing they hate, what do they do? What do they do, team? They lean in, right? Use this hook style at least once a week. Okay. Who's ready for strategy number 4? Who's ready? Yeah. You ready? All right. All right. Strategy number 4, the before I work with anyone post. Okay. This is one of the highest converting posts you can make. So here's the template. Okay. Before I work with anyone, I need to know 3 things. 1, are you willing to train at least 3 times a week, even if it's just 30 minutes? Number 2, are you ready to track what you eat, even if it's not perfect? And then number 3, are you willing to stick with it for at least 12 weeks? If you said yes to all 3, send me a message. If not, I'm probably not the right coach for you. Okay. This does something powerful. It pre-qualifies your leads. The people who message you after this post are already bought in. Okay. They're not tire kickers that are asking about price. They're ready to commit. So you post this just once a month. Okay. Once a month. This is going to get what's called your low hanging fruit. The people who have been looking and looking and looking at your content and are ready. And they just need that little extra incentive to take that next step to work with you. Okay. Does that make sense? Could you repeat that? I was chopping Napa cabbage. Yes, I will repeat it. So you say, before I work with anyone, I need to know 3 things. Number 1, are you willing to train at least 3 times a week, even if it's just 30 minutes? Number 2, are you ready to track what you eat, even if it's not perfect? Number 3, are you willing to stick with it for at least 12 weeks? Okay. If you said yes to all 3, send me a message. If not, I'm probably not the right coach for you. And that's it right there. Is this a real type content? Yes, Mitch. This is it. I'm giving you guys some secret sauce, right? This is going to get the high intent type of leads. Okay. And you post it once a month. Okay. The second pillar, okay, that we're going to talk about is offer clarity. Okay. This is where a lot of good coaches lose momentum, okay? Because their offer is too flexible, it's too vague, it's too custom. When your offer is fuzzy, buyers hesitate. People don't buy potential, they buy certainty. Okay, a clear starting point and a clear outcome and a clear path. Okay, the clearer your offer, the easier the sale. So here's how to create like offer clarity this week. I'm going to give you guys the strategies, okay? So you guys use these inside your playbook. Strategy number 1 is the specific outcome promise. Stop saying I'll help you lose weight or I'll help you get in shape. Okay? That's way too vague, okay? Instead, you're going to pick one specific outcome that your ideal client wants and you're going to build your offer around it. Some examples, like if you work with busy professionals, okay? Lose 15 to 25 pounds in 12 weeks without giving up your social life or living in the gym. Okay. For moms, get your pre-baby body back in 16 weeks with workouts that fit into nap time. This is so, you see how it's differentiating? It's different, right? For men over 40, lose the dad bod and build lean muscle in 90 days, training just 4 times a week. Okay. Notice how specific these are. The specific result is 15 to 25 pounds pre-baby, lose the dad bod. The specific time frame, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 90 days. The specific constraint, without giving up social life or fitting into nap time or just 4 times a week. So you guys write yours down. Okay. Who wants to learn the 5 components of an irresistible offer? Man, I can't believe I'm giving you guys secret sauce like this. Thank you, Magdalena. Okay. Here are the 5 components of an irresistible offer. Number 1, it has to have a specific outcome. Okay. Like I said, not get in shape. It's not fat loss coaching. It's a clear, tangible result. What changes in what time frame? In what way will their life be different? Okay. Here's a bad way of saying it. I help people lose weight. Hey, boring, right? Here's a good thing. I help busy dads lose 15 to 25 pounds in 12 weeks without giving up their weekends. Okay, if the outcome isn't clear, the offer feels risky. Number two is a defined who, not everyone. The tighter the avatar, the safer the yes feels. People don't buy programs, you guys. What do they buy? They buy relief from a problem that they recognize as theirs. Okay. Examples: busy parents 40 plus, women in menopause or perimenopause. Okay. If they don't instantly think this is for me, they hesitate. Okay. The third part of an irresistible offer is a proven process, not fully customized. Fully customized sounds flexible, but it kills confidence. What buyers want is they want a repeatable method, a clear path, and a reason to believe it works. This is where you name your process. Okay, this could be your framework. This could be your method. This could be your system. This could be your roadmap. Okay, here's an example. I use a 4-phase metabolism reset that we run with 120 plus clients, right? That process is predictable and that builds trust. Okay. Fourth component of an irresistible offer: constraint removal. This is where offers become irresistible. Okay. You address the reason they think it won't work for them. Like we said, examples, right? Without having to track your macros every day, without long workouts, without cutting carbs, without living in the gym. Okay. This lowers the psychological friction fast. Okay. Number 5 is a risk reversal or a safety net. What do people want? They want to know what's going to work for them. Okay. People don't fear price. What do they fear? They fear regret, right? They fear that it won't work. A safety net, it reduces that fear. So it's clear expectations. It's a simple guarantee. It's a trial period. It's a fast start. For example, if you don't feel momentum in 14 days, we reset your plan. If you don't get results while implementing, if you don't lose up to 10 pounds in the next 60 days, I'll coach you for free, right? If you show up and implement, you'll know exactly what to do next. This makes the decision feel safe, not pressured. If you don't love it within the first 14 days, I'll buy it back at full price. Okay. This starting to, is this clicking now? Making sense? You guys excited about putting together your offer? Oh, you guys are going to kill it. Oh, you guys are going to kill it. Okay, cool. So most coaches don't have a bad offer. They just have a vague one. Okay. And vagueness, that's what kills the DM conversions. That's what kills the confidence when you're on your calls. That's what kills the consistency. So use this exact language in your content, in your DMs, in your sales calls. Okay. Here's strategy number 2, the what you get breakdown. Okay. When someone asks what they get when they work with you, you should be able to answer it in 30 seconds or less. How many of you guys can do that? 30 seconds or less. Break it down. Or are you going to think like, oh man, what do they get? They're going to get and lay out a bunch of features. You guys have that down? Let's go over a simple framework you guys can use. Okay, simple framework. Okay, here's the structure. Here's what you get. Number 1, a proven training plan built around your schedule and equipment with updates every 4 weeks. Number 2, personalized nutrition plan with food you actually like. No meal prep required unless you want to. And number 3, weekly check-ins where we adjust everything based on your progress and your feedback. And then number 4, unlimited messaging support so you're never guessing what to do next. That's it. 4 clear things. Amanda, sadly, no, I talk too slow. I got more than 30 seconds to stutter. That's okay. Memorize those 4 things. That's it. Okay. Not 47 things. Number 3, weekly check-ins where we adjust everything based on your progress and feedback. Blake. Okay. That's it. Those 4, not 47 things. Not unlimited access to my app and my community and recipe guides and workout library. 4 things that solve their problem. Okay. Write your 4 things down in the playbook. Okay. And see if you can type the playbook in here one more time for those that are just joining in. Okay. You can also put them in a notes, in a note on your phone. Okay. Use them on every single call. Okay. Strategy number 3 is you're going to remove customized to you language. Okay. Here's a hard truth. The word customized, it actually kills sales velocity. When you say, I customize everything to you, what buyers hear is, I don't have a proven system. I'm going to just figure it out as we go. Okay. That creates uncertainty. Instead, you're going to flip it. I have a proven process, all personalized to fit your life. Now that's structure and personalization. Does that make sense? The difference? So right now, you're going to audit your pitch. So do you say things like fully customized, completely personalized, tailored to you? If yes, then you can replace them with proven process, personalized to fit your schedule, structured plan adapted to your life. Okay. You'll close more clients in the next 30 days by just making that shift. Okay. Strategy number 4. This is the investment anchor. Most coaches are terrified to talk about price. Is anybody here not like to talk about price? It gets to the sales call and you're like, ugh. You freeze up a little bit. You get like this weird queasy feeling in your stomach. Does anybody feel like that? You're like, here comes the price. All right. Okay. So here's a better way. Put your price range in content just occasionally. So an example, you can say, hey, quick note. My 12-week program is $1,200. If that's not in your budget right now, no worries. But I want to be fully transparent so we're not wasting each other's time. Okay. Or in your DMs before a call. Just so you know, my 12-week program is $450 a month, or it's $1,200, so we can do payment plans. Is that in your ballpark of what we're thinking? Okay. This does 2 things. It filters out people who are never going to invest anyways, and it makes the people who are ready feel more confident because you're being direct with them. Okay, so stop hiding your prices if they ask. Okay, the right people won't be scared off, but you have to give them the value associated with it. Otherwise, if there's not the value context in there, okay? So the wrong people will select out, which is going to save you time anyways, okay? The third pillar is simple sales. If sales feels awkward, if it feels inconsistent or it feels uncomfortable, it's usually not because you're bad at sales. It's because the sale is happening too late in the process. Sales shouldn't convince, sales should confirm. When demand and the offer are clear, sales becomes just a conversation. It's not a performance, you guys. So here's how to simplify your sales process this week. Okay. Here's the 3-question pre-call filter. So before you ever jump on a discovery call, send these 3 questions, in a DM. Hey, number 1, what's your main struggle right now? Right? Be specific, like lose 20 pounds or fit into my jeans from 2 years ago. Like what is the main goal? Number 2, what's the biggest thing getting in your way right now? What's the biggest thing getting in your way right now? And number 3, if we solve that in the next 12 weeks, what would that be worth to you? Okay. These questions do 3 things. They qualify the lead. Okay. You'll know if they're serious or just browsing. If they take the time to answer, they're serious. Okay. They make the prospect think about the value before the call, not just the price. Okay. And they give you the exact language to use on the call. They say they want to fit into their jeans that they used to fit into. Like you're going to use that. Okay. When someone answers these, they've already pre-sold themselves. So then your call becomes about logistics and not convincing. Okay. Strategy number 2 is the 30-minute consultation or discovery call structure. Okay. Most coaches make consultation calls way too long, right? So here's a simple structure you guys can use. Okay. If we work together in Elite, I'll teach you a 2-call close, but for this one, this will be part 1. Okay. You're going to confirm the problem. Okay. This shouldn't take longer than 5 minutes. So you said your main goal is, and then you're going to repeat the answer from that pre-call question. And the biggest thing in your way is, and then you're going to repeat their answer. Then you're going to say, Tell me more about that. How long has this been an issue? What have you tried before in the past to try to fix this? Okay. Part number two, paint the future. Okay, got it. So if we can solve that, if 12 weeks from now you were, at the specific goal that they wanted to get to, how would that change things for you? Right? So it goes from like the pain that they're in to the pleasure. So it's the polarity. Let them sell themselves on the outcome and find out really what they want and why they want it. Why is that important for you to solve that problem? Okay. The part three is going to be to present the solution. So here's how we would do that. So you're going to explain your 4-part offer, right? Does that sound like what you need? 4-part offer that we went into. Okay. And then part 4, this is going to be the very end, is you just handle the objections and the enrollment process. So what questions do you have? If they hesitate, does this feel like the right fit for you? If yes, great. Let me send you the link to get started. If they need to think, like, totally understand. What specifically do you need to think about? Is it the investment, the timing, or something about the program? That's it. If your calls are longer than 60 minutes, you're usually either talking too much or dealing with someone who isn't quite ready. Type in the chat. How long are your sales calls typically right now? How long do they last? Do they go over 60 minutes? Do they go 90 minutes? Do they go too long? Or do you keep them 30 to 60? 50. Good. Good. And a lot of times they'll be 30 to 45 if done correctly as you get things going. Good. 30 to 40. Good. 45 to 50. Good. So now we're going to talk about the objection reversal scripts. Okay. When someone says, I need to think about it, most coaches just say, okay, let me know. Like, has that been you? Has anybody done that? When somebody says, hey, I need to think about it, and you just let them go. You're like, okay, let me know when you're ready. Come on, raise your hand if you've been there. Yes. I know a lot of us have, right? Instead, you're going to use
But
this.
I switched it.
What's that?
I used to do that, but I switched it.
Good. So instead, you're going to say, hey, I totally understand. Just so I can help, what specifically do you need to think about? Is it the investment, the timing, or something about the program itself? They'll tell you the real objection. Then you handle it. If it's money, you guys ready? I get it. Let me ask you this. If nothing changes in the next 6 months and you're still struggling with this problem, what does that cost you? Not just money, but confidence, energy, how you fit in your clothes, and then pause. Okay. My program is just 1,200 for 12 weeks. If we get you to that goal, is it worth it? Okay. If it's timing, okay, then you'll say this. When would be better timing? Because here's the thing. The same things keeping you stuck now are going to be around in 3 months unless something changes. What if we started now and we built the program around your schedule? Right? What if they say it's the program? Okay. Well, what part doesn't feel like a fit? And then you're going to clarify or you're going to adjust based on their answer. And this approach doesn't feel pushy. It feels like problem solving, and it closes clients who would otherwise disappear. Okay. Strategy number 4 is the same day follow-up. After every consultation call, whether they say yes or no, send this message within 2 hours. Hey, first name, thanks for jumping on the call today. Just wanted to recap. Your main goal is this. Your biggest struggle, the biggest thing getting in your way is this. If we solve that in the next 12 weeks, and then you'll say the outcome that they mentioned, I think we can absolutely get you there. Here's the link when you're ready to get started. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them. This does 2 things. It shows professionalism and speed. Most coaches take days to follow up. It gives them a written reminder of the value when they're deciding later that night. And this single follow-up increases close rates by 20 to 30%. How many of you guys follow up after every single discovery call? Good, Sharon. Some of you guys? Some of you guys don't? Okay. All right. The 4th pillar is systems. This is the difference between occasional wins and predictable income. Okay. Manual equals capped. If you're manually doing everything, systems equals repeatable, scalable. Inconsistency isn't a motivation issue, it's a systems issue. Okay. If it can't run without you pushing it every day, it's not a system. So here's how to build leverage this week. Strategy number one is the content batching system. Stop creating content from scratch every single day. Here's what to do instead. Block 2 to 3 hours a day or on one day. Usually I recommend like a Sunday or Monday. And in that time, you're going to create 5 to 7 posts for the week. Okay. You're going to use those frameworks I gave you earlier. 3 to 5 story ideas. Okay. 1 to 2 client transformation stories or testimonials. You're going to save them in a Google Doc or a content calendar. Now, instead of spending 30 to 60 minutes every day stressing about what to post, you just pull them from your bank. And you can use a tool like Fit Pro Solution. Okay. This cuts your content creation time in half and makes you way more consistent. Here's the key. Use the problem agitation solution framework that I gave you earlier, okay? And then you batch create these posts in advance, okay? Give me a 1 if you're currently batching content. Give me a 2 if you're just like doing it random, spot on the day, like just going by the seat. It's okay either way. I just want to see where you're at. 2. Okay. Yes. So those will be the things that we'll want to work on. Yeah, type 1 or 2 in the chat. I try to do same thing for a month. Okay. Strategy number 2 is the lead response template library. Two. Okay. Most coaches waste 10 to 15 minutes every time someone messages them because they're typing from scratch. Here's the fix. You create a Google Doc with templated responses for the most common messages that you get. Okay. So, example, template number 1 is the general inquiry. Okay. And it's going to be, hey, first name, thanks so much for reaching out. I'd love to help you with, and then you're going to input their goal. I have a few quick questions so I can make sure I'm the right fit. And then what do we say? Number 1, what's your main goal right now? Number 2, what's the biggest thing in getting in your way? Number 3, if we solve that in 12 weeks, what would that be worth to you? Once I know more, I can share how I can help. Okay. Template number 2 is the price question. Okay. When people ask about pricing. Great question. Obviously, you're going to always try to get them on the call first. But if you can't, you'll say, great question. My 12-week program is $1,200 or $450 a month for 3 months. Before we dive into that, I want to make sure I'm the right fit. What's your main goal right now? And then you get away from the price and back to the client's goals. Okay. Template number 3, can you send me more info? Absolutely. Here's what you get when you work with me. And then what do you send them? Your 4-part offer breakdown that I told you about. Okay. Then you say the investment is just $1,200 for 12 weeks. Does that sound like what you're looking for? Okay. The 4th template and the final one is the follow-up after no response. You're going to say, hey, first name, just wanted to follow up on my last message. Are you still interested in chatting about whatever their goal is? Let me know. Okay. You're going to put these 4 templates in a note on your phone or in a Google Doc. Every time someone messages you, you're going to copy and paste the right template and personalize it slightly. Okay, this is going to save you 5 to 10 hours per week. Okay. Next strategy is the weekly lead tracker. You can't improve what you don't measure. So you're going to create a simple spreadsheet with these columns. You're going to do date, you're going to do lead name, and you're going to do source. You're going to do status, like where they are at. Did they book a call? Did they close? And revenue if they close. How many of you guys are tracking stats currently? Nice. Some of you guys are. Some of you guys aren't. No? Okay. That good, Amanda. This has got to be something that you do. Okay. Every Monday morning, spend 10 minutes filling this out. And you're going to ask yourself, how many leads did I get this week? Where did they come from? How many turned into calls? And how many closed? And then what was my close rate? After 4 weeks, you're going to see patterns. Which content is actually generating leads, right? which leads are the highest quality, and what your real conversion rate is. This single habit is going to show you exactly where your business is leaking. Okay. Strategy number 4, the consultation calendar block. Okay. Most coaches take consultation calls all throughout the week. Mondays at 9, Wednesdays at 7, Saturdays at noon. This kills your momentum and makes your week sometimes feel chaotic. So instead, you're going to batch your calls. You can pick 2 specific time blocks each week for consultations. For example, Tuesdays 4 to 7 p.m. and Thursdays 4 to 7 p.m. or whatever you want to do, right? Offer only those times initially, okay? This does 3 things. It makes you look more professional, okay? You're busy, you're structured, you're in demand. It keeps your energy high. You're in sales mode only twice a week, okay? It also frees up the rest of your week to coach your current clients, to create content, to build systems. And when someone asks to book a call, say, hey, I do consultations on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 4 to 7. Which day works better for you? And if they can't do those times, obviously you can adjust. Okay. Strategy number 5, final one of these strategies, is the monthly revenue audit. At the end of every month, you're going to spend 20 minutes answering these questions. Okay. How much revenue did I generate this month? How many new clients did I sign up? How many consultation calls did I take? And all this is in the playbook, you guys. Okay. What was my close rate? Where did my leads come from? What content performed the best? What do I need to do more next month? And what do I need to stop doing? You write this down every single month. After 3 months, you're going to see a clear pattern. After 6 months, you'll have a proven playbook. This is how you go from random months to predictable 10K plus months. So here's what I want you to notice. Most coaches don't fail because they're missing all 4 pillars. They fail because one pillar is leaking and it forces them to overwork the others. So the real question is not, hey, do these work? The real question is, which one is hurting your business the most right now? That's what we're going to identify next. Okay. We're going to do a self audit. Okay. I'm going to give you guys the link, or Zia, can you put in the link for the self audit? Okay. In this audit that we're going to post right now, it's going to walk you through the core pillars. Okay. It will email you back the answers in where you need to focus. It's right there. Zia just put it in the chat. So you guys click on that. You guys can fill it out after this workshop, but save that link. Okay. It's not about judgment. It's about the awareness. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through the 4 areas. For each one, I'm going to want you to rate yourself from 1 to 10. 1 means this is a mess, right? 10 means this is dialed in and consistent. There's no overthinking. Your first number is going to be the right one. Okay. The first one's going to be lead flow, the demand. How consistent is your inbound demand from qualified leads? The second audit is going to be more on your offer clarity. Okay. The third audit is going to be on your sales confidence. The fourth audit is going to be on your systems and your leverage. Okay. So then you're going to look at your 4 numbers, and you don't need all of them to be perfect, but you do need to know which one is leaking. Your lowest score is not necessarily a weakness. It's going to be your next focus. And I want you to ask yourself this. If this doesn't change in the next 90 days, what stays the same? Same stress, same inconsistency, same income ceiling. And here's the important part. You don't fix this by trying harder. You fix it by fixing the right thing the right way. And this is where most coaches get stuck. At this point, most coaches think the same thing. Okay, I get it now. And that's the problem. Okay. Knowing what to fix and actually fixing it are what? They're 2 very different things. Most coaches don't get stuck because they lack information. They get stuck because implementation happens in isolation. When you're inside your own business, everything feels important, right? Nothing feels clear. You can't see your own blind spots sometimes while you're like, just like standing in them. Okay. That's not a flaw. That's being human. Okay. It's even why elite athletes still have coaches. Perspective changes everything. Could you figure this out on your own? Maybe. But here's the question that actually matters: how long will it take? Months or even years of trial and error, inconsistent results, second guessing every decision. And in that same time, the cost isn't just money. It's a loss of momentum. It's a loss of confidence. It's a loss of a lot of extra time and energy. The most expensive thing in business isn't help. What is it? It's delay. Staying in the same place for another 6 months costs more than most people even realize. Getting help doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're done guessing. It means you want clarity instead of chaos. And it means you're ready to move forward on purpose. So, with that said, some of you are perfectly fine taking what you learned today and implementing on your own. And that's okay. You got the playbook, right? But for those of you who want help applying this specifically to your fitness business, that's what I want to talk about next. I want to be very clear about what I'm going to say. This is not a pitch. This is simply an invitation. This is for the coaches on this call who are thinking, I know exactly where I'm stuck right now. I just don't want to waste another few months or years trying to guess everything. If that's not you, no problem at all. You're already gotten probably a lot of value today, right? But for those of you who want help applying this to your business, I'm opening up a number of diagnostic calls. On this call, we'll look at where your biggest leak is together, okay? What needs to be fixed first, and what your next 90 days should focus on to hit consistent 10K plus months. There's no fluff. There's no generic advice. This is not a pressure call. It's not a sales trap. And if it's not a fit, I'll tell you. Clarity is the goal, not enrollment. Okay. The reason I offer these calls is simple. Most coaches don't need more information. They need personalized direction. What to do next? It depends entirely on what you're leaking, not on a generic checklist. Thank you, Magdalena. I appreciate you. Because these calls are one-on-one, right? I'm going to keep them limited. If you're watching this, if you're watching it live, you'll see the booking link in the chat, okay? If there's no open spots left, that simply means we're full. And again, this is optional. So Zia, can you put the link in there for the diagnostic call, please? Okay. So if you want a diagnostic, book a call. I'll be happy to jam with you. You don't have to buy anything at all. We'll go over your business together. We'll find out your next steps. We'll map out your next 90 days, what you should be working on. If you're good at implementing on your own, you've still got everything you needed today. Both are wins, right? With that being said, let's spend the rest of our time on questions, okay? If you want help, book a call. If not, I'm going to open it up for Q&A, right? So let's open this up for questions because there's no bad questions. And if you're thinking it, somebody else probably is too. So ask anything about what we covered today. Magdalena first and then Sharon. Mag.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
I'm in my jacket because I'm in and out from being outside.
No
So
worries.
anyway, I love your level of clarity and it pairs well with it contrasts well with my total vagueness around my coaching. So
Thank
this
you.
is really good. I just had a question when you were talking about, because I was like writing stuff down, but when you were talking about the price, when they ask about the price, can you just go over that whole question again of
Yeah.
what you say when they ask about the price?
Yeah. And when you're going over the price too, is typically you're going to want to focus on getting them on the call first, right? That's going to be the key because if the value isn't associated yet, then sometimes they'll just see the price, but you can't be scared to give the price
Hmm.
at the same time. So you're going to break down those four key pillars that we talked about, right? This is what I'll help you do nutrition wise. This is what we'll do, fitness wise, break it all down. And then you're going to say, and the investment is just blank. Does that work for you if we go, so we can discuss any further, right? That's it. You just keep it simple. You don't overthink about it. You don't overanalyze. You don't oversay, and we'll go and, you'll get menu plans and you'll get recipe packs and you'll get in my Facebook group and like literally that's where they're just like too much. They just want clarity.
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Okay, so list the pillars and then give them the price if they're actually asking for it. Yeah, by the way, I never join programs where it's like, and you get to join my Facebook groups and you get my free 8 week pre-recorded. I hate that stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
too much. I'm like, I won't use any of it, so I don't want to pay for it. So yeah, I agree on clarity.
Did you have fun today, Magdalena?
I did, yes, thank you.
You get a couple little value bombs that you
Oh,
can use?
lots, yeah, thank you.
Of course. Yes. All right. Sharon.
Okay. So you and I have spoken before, and we'll
Yes.
speak again. But when we spoke last time, you really helped me like with what my specialty could be given my own life situation and experience
Hmm.
and having gotten my CPT. One of the issues that I continually have is that population will often say they don't have a lot of money. Before you say it's a block, for some it is, but for some it's a real issue because they're living on, fixed incomes. So I certainly don't want to knock out those people because they really need my services. And I kind of honestly feel hypocritical because I get their situation on more than one level. So I was just wondering if you had, and if it's too much for this call right now, I'm going to schedule a call, a diagnostic call with
Yeah.
you. But is there a way that I can um kind of,
Yeah. For your unique situation, we'll discuss that on a diagnostic call because you have a
okay,
very unique audience that will have to build a strategy around. It's not
okay.
like a typical audience that most fitness coaches have.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to help you with that, Sharon.
All right, thanks.
Did you have fun today, Sharon?
I always have fun with your energy, Tobias.
Oh,
So
thank
yes,
you.
thank you.
Of course. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Any other questions anybody has regarding today? Let's do this. I want to know one takeaway everybody pulled. Like what's one or two takeaways? Like some of the most important aha moments you're just like, ah, that's it. What was one of the things? My camera, hold on. I got this. There you go. Um, what were what was at least one of the biggest aha moments that you have? Type it in the chat. Would love to see you guys. How to make content because I struggle with that, says Amanda. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, yes, that's a simple framework that you can use and it works like no other. A lot of people just post a bunch of random content and then wondering why they're not getting any leads, why nothing's happening. You have to have the right type of content strategy. Okay. If we ever end up working together into Elite, we break it down even further and we create a whole 30, 60, 90-day plan. But for this instance, to keep it simple, you guys, this will be what will get the blocks going for you guys. Good. What other takeaways do you guys have? What takeaways? And you can unmute too, if that's fast. Okay. Staying consistent with each month on outcomes with sales and leads and more focus on what's important to take away from the previous months. Yeah, absolutely, man. Um, are you doing any type of weekly review, any type of monthly reviews, making adjustments like that currently? Nope. Yeah, most coaches aren't. Yeah, most coaches aren't. And that's why nothing changes because you go blind and you just kind of keep going and just like, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing what I'm always doing. But then it's also the definition of insanity, like doing the same things and expecting a different result. Some of it has got to be consistency, yes, but there's got to be the right strategy behind it. So, yes, tracking your stats and then knowing, hey, because these stats are here, this is what I need to fix. This is what I need to tweak. This is going to be my next implementation stage. So that's good. I love it. And take a look inside the playbook too, and you'll be able to see some of the things that you can track for stats. Uh, Let me get another person. Go ahead and unmute. What's a takeaway from today? Andrew, Blake, Jesse, Sandra, Amanda, Lori, Mitch, Duche. What is a takeaway from today, team? Don't be shy, y'all. Come on, squeaky. There we go, Lori. Yes.
I liked the when you answer the question about what do you get if you work with me and giving just the 4 items and
Yeah.
then leaving it at that. I think that's and this the I like the scripts and the way to form content. I think that is really helpful because a lot of times I'll sit here and like spin on should I talk about calcium today? Like,
Yeah.
so that was really helpful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, absolutely. And hope you had a good time. Hope you got some good gems today in there too. Blake, what's up, dude?
Hey Tobias, how's it going?
Going great, man. How are you?
I'm great. I never realized that a customized training plan might leave a subconscious objection
Yeah,
to
crazy,
clients.
huh?
I offer that every time.
You're like, why is it not working how it should? Yeah.
No, the conversion rate hasn't been great, so that's really helpful. I'm glad I chimed in.
Awesome, brother. Good to have you in here, man. And you guys take a look at the playbook. Anybody who wants me to take a look at their business on a deeper level, book a call. The diagnostic call link is inside the chat. Book a call with me. We'll jam. We'll take a look at your business. We'll map out your next 90 days, what you should be working on. And then also take that quiz because the quiz will actually give you a graded score and it'll email you the results. Okay. It'll let you know, hey, this is where your next focus item is. Right? Can you put the quiz one more time in there too, Zia, please? Magdalena, yes.
So consistency is one thing that I suck at. So that was a
Okay.
good reminder. I
Yes,
really like the specific outcome promise where you're like, don't say I'll help you with, and that's exactly what's on my LinkedIn banner. I'll help you be a better leader.
yeah,
So that was great. And then yes, like testimonials, a reminder to post those. I have like so many amazing testimonials and I like keep forgetting to share them. So that's great too.
I love it. And frame it how I showed you how to frame it. Like my client Sarah was struggling with this, and this is what we did. They're going to be like, oh, I want that type of result. That's the type of coach I want. You
Mm,
are going to crush it if you start implementing those, Magdalena. Oh,
thank
I'm
you.
so excited for you.
Mhm.
Heck yes. Good. No worries, Sandra. Okay, cool. So, anybody else have any questions? You guys, if you haven't booked a call, you can book a call if you want to get some help. If not, completely cool. Take the quiz too. If you haven't already taken the quiz, Zia's posting link. And I want to leave you with this. You don't need to overhaul your entire business. You just need to fix the right next thing. Okay. If you want help with that, fixing that, book a call. If not, take what you learned today, especially those content frameworks and the sales scripts, and execute those with confidence. And I just want to say thanks so much for showing up and for being engaged. That already puts you ahead of most. I appreciate your time, team. Have a wonderful day. And I'll email you guys all the replays as well. So you guys can go back, watch it again, and then use the playbooks again. Have an awesome day, team. Can't wait to be talking to some of you guys. Take care.